So बच्चे next topic is the main documents used in internal trade. Internal trade, there are only two topics: types of internal trade and main documents used in internal trade. So the following are the main documents used in internal trade. First is बच्चे invoice. For credit purchase, for credit purchase, the statement supplied by the seller giving particulars of goods purchased is known as invoice. A kind of detail of all the goods on credit purchase. It states seller's name and address, particulars of the goods purchased such as quantity, quality, rate, total value, sale tax, trade discount, etc. It is called a bill or memo. Recording in purchase book is made on the basis of this document as it is the source document of transaction. When recording is made in purchase book from invoice, then on the invoice a tick mark is made and is filled. When you are purchasing on credit, whatever the bill seller is giving to you, that is your invoice. Got my point, bache? When you are purchasing on credit, the seller is making a bill. On that bill, he will just write the name, address, and particulars of every type of goods, and that bill is known as invoice for a purchaser. Then pro forma invoice, the statement containing the details of the goods consigned from the consignor to consignee is known as the pro forma invoice. It gives the particulars regarding quantity, quality, consigned, as the consignment is not sold and the consignee is not the buyer. Consignee is not the buyer. Therefore, the forwarding letter sent along with the information, it is also known as interim invoice or pro forma invoice. The particulars contained in a pro forma invoice are liable to change once the final invoice is made. So it may happen sometimes that one person is just consigning the goods to another person and then he will make the sale. He is not the buyer. Consignee is not the buyer. He is just arranging the delivery of the goods. So in that case, which bill is prepared, that bill is called pro forma invoice. Not the invoice. It is called interim invoice or pro forma invoice. When you have actually purchased the goods on credit, the bill which you will get, it called invoice. Otherwise, if you are just using the goods as consign, so it will be pro forma invoice in that case. So what is debit note? We have already done in accountancy. It refers to a letter or note which is sent mainly by the buyer to the seller stating that his account has been debited by the mentioned amount on account of goods returned. It states the quantity, rate, value, reason of returning the goods. 2 copies of debit note are prepared, out of which one is sent to the seller. But this is made in case of sales return. If we are returning the goods, we are giving him the debit note. Why we are debiting your account and with which rate, value, reason, why we have returned the goods. Everything we have to state in that. One copy will be given to the seller and second will be kept for future reference. So this is in case of sales return. Debit note is prepared in case of sales return. This is the format of a debit note. Next बच्चे, credit note. Credit note. What is credit note? It refers to a letter or note which is sent by the seller to the buyer stating that his account has been credited by the mentioned amount on account of acceptance of his claim about the goods returned by him. This is beta sale return. If we have received the goods returned from anyone, we are going to make a copy of credit note. One copy we will give to him and duplicate we will keep for the office record. Then fifth is bache lorry receipt. What is lorry receipt? LR. It refers to a receipt issued by the transport company It is a receipt issued by a transport company for goods accepted by it for sending from one place to another. It is known as a transport receipt also, or a bilty. Beta, if you are selling your goods to some place and you are just going through a transport company, or you are using the railway for transporting the goods from one place to another place, what thing railway will give you? They will give you a receipt that they have received your goods, this quantity, this thing, everything they will mention. This is called a bilty. The receipt which you are receiving from the transport company, it is called either lorry receipt, transport receipt, or bilty. They are all the same things. Last is bache railway receipt. It is also different. It refers to a receipt issued by the railway for goods accepted by it from sending one place to another. It is also commonly known as bilty. RR, it is also known as RR, railway receipt. Lorry receipt, basically if we are sending the goods through roadways, it is called lorry receipt. If we are selling the goods through railway, it is called railway receipt. These are the 6 documents which we are using in internal trade. We are using in internal trade these 6 documents: lorry receipt, railway receipt, credit note, debit note, then invoice and performa invoice. Okay, bache, these 6 documents. Now there are some other terms. 4 terms are in your syllabus. You know what is cash on delivery? COD. It refers to a type of transaction in which payment of goods or services is made on at the time of delivery. If the buyer is unable to make the payment when the goods and services are delivered, then it will be returned to the seller. Payment can be made in the form of cash, demand draft, money order, any type of uh, you can use any type of medium for giving the money, but on the time of delivery of the goods you have to make the payment. That is called cash on delivery. Free on board or free on rail, FOB or FOR, it refers to a contract between the seller and the buyer in which all the expenses up to the point of delivery to a carrier, it may be a ship, rail or lorry, are to be borne by the seller. The ownership in the goods passes from the seller to the buyer upon delivery by the former to the carrier. Then the carrier acts as an agent of the buyer. Means if you are giving your goods to a lorry, means lorry person means truck driver, you are giving your goods to truck driver and all the expenses will be borne by seller. All the expenses will be borne by the seller, and that truck driver has to transfer the goods, hand over the goods to the buyer, and he will be acting as an agent of you. Then CIF, cost, insurance and freight. It refers to that term to be used in the trade transactions in which the price of the goods includes not only the cost of the goods but also the insurance, freight and payable on the goods. Means all the expenses will be borne by the buyer. It will be added in the bill. If seller is having all the debts on him, if all the expenses are incurred by the seller, it is called free on board or free on rail. But if the buyer has to make the payment of all the expenses, then it is called CIF. Cost, insurance and freight will be added. Last is bachi E and OE. Errors and omissions accepted. It refers to that term which is used in trade documents to say that mistakes and things that have been forgotten should be taken into account. This term is used in an attempt to reduce legal liability for incorrect or incomplete information supplied in a document such as price list, invoice, cash memo, quotation, etc. If we have made any mistake, then it will be rectified. This is E and OE. Most of the bills, at the end of the most of the bills, this line is written E and OE. That means if there will be any error or anything which is omitted, not recorded, it will be dealt after. Okay, bache? E and OE. So this was your internal trade.